How's it going, everybody? Jack here once again with another unboxing for all of you today. And today I'm going to be unboxing the 50th year anniversary release of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre on 4K. 2024 marked the 50th year anniversary of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre's release, and it was also the year that it was finally added to the National Film Registry, which is one of the highest honors a film can be given, as it shows that the film has historical significance. This 4K set was released by Dark Sky and was met with a little bit of controversy because it dropped at $300 upon initial release. And yeah, that's pretty high for a 4K release. The thing is that it comes with a few goodies. It comes with like a little chainsaw replica for display and stuff like that, but I don't really know if it really justifies the $300 price mark. But I suppose we'll see once we get into it here. So let's go ahead and get into this package and we'll talk about what it includes. Oh, something else I wanted to show you about this box. That's cool. I don't know if I'll keep that or not. I only have so much space in this tiny house, but this is cool that they put that on the box. All right, so you didn't see that. So this is what I see upon initially opening the box. We got Leatherface doing his little dance here. Texas Chain Saw Massacre 50th anniversary. Let's see if we can get this out of here without causing too much damage to the packaging. Nice and easy. Okay, so this is what it looks like out of the box. Beautiful art all over. Oh yeah, look at this. That's really cool. Really cool box, if nothing else. Of course, it says 50 everywhere. 50th anniversary, the Texas Chain Saw Massacre 50th year anniversary. Oh, here's another piece of art. That's awesome. I wonder if they sell prints of that. I wouldn't mind having some of that as just general wall art. All right, so let's go ahead and crack into this here. Okay, so the first thing we're saying is, of course, the chainsaw prop I was talking about earlier, which is... Okay, I was gonna talk while I did this, but I feel like I should focus on getting it out and then we'll talk. Oh, please don't break anything doing it this way, Jack. Oh, that was actually really easy. That was a lot easier than... Oh, God, I did it again. I'm officially retiring. Oh, God. Okay, I got the chainsaw out of the package, which I believe may be holding the movie. Yeah, I believe so. It's a pretty good little prop. It's for display, of course, not really a prop more so than it is a display piece, but it's not bad. I remember when like the only chainsaw like this out there was a little yellow rubies one. And so whenever I see an actual replica of the chainsaw we see in the movie, it always reminds me of how we didn't used to have stuff like that between this one and the Trick or Treat Studios replica. One thing that drives me crazy, and I swear that only like obsessive people like me care about this, is because of the false information circulating and being more popular than the facts. The chainsaw model that they based this off of, and you can tell from the smaller gas tank here, is the Poland 306A rather than the Poland 245A. And I can already hear people complaining about that take in the comments. I cannot believe that's something still argued about. We're not going to get into that today though, folks. But this is pretty cool. $300 worth though. I don't know about that. But okay, so let's go ahead and get into this here. So, oh, another thing I forgot to mention. The bar came separate. Now, it has the Texas Chain Saw Massacre Leatherface on there, and it has the 50 on there. Pretty cool. It came detached from the actual chainsaw itself, probably because it's rather flimsy. If it were attached to this during shipping, it probably would have just broken. I understand why they did it like that. No harm there. So let's go ahead and get into this. So inside of the chainsaw, of course, we have the movie itself, which is stuck. One moment. Yeah, this stuff just barely fits inside. Okay. Of course, we have the 4K itself and the beautiful art on there. We'll talk more about that in a moment. We'll go over the details of everything sent. Up next is the VHS copy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that they released with the 50th anniversary set here, which I thought was pretty neat. The nostalgia for VHS is really strong right now, so I suppose they took advantage of that. Okay, it was really cramped in there. I nearly didn't get it out, but here it is. It reminisces one of the earliest releases of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on VHS tape. This is actually one of my favorite versions of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster, with the killing mask in place of the Pretty Woman mask, which makes for an original Leatherface that we actually never see in the movie. Now, the reason why they did that back then must have just been because they realized that version of the mask was simply, even back then, they must have realized it was going to be the more iconic version of the character. And compared to the Pretty Woman, which I really love the Pretty Woman. I don't know if I like it more than the killing mask, but enough about that. I'm not quite sure if this is an actual VHS tape or if it's just like the case. No, this is real. But would it work is the question, and I'm not sure. And I don't really want to take it out of the wrapping because it feels like that ruins the whole display factor of this. On the back, it has a little description. I'm gonna break out my narrator voice for this one. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the account of a tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths. In particular, Sally Hardesty and her invalid... Oh, it doesn't say invalid in this version. It just says her brother Franklin. Is invalid offensive now? I can't keep up with everything that's become offensive. But yeah, it just says her brother Franklin. Or maybe it said that on the other VHS release too, the actual one from back in the day. And her brother Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young, but had they lived very, very long lives. This is the most inappropriate voice I could have chosen for this because I just realized this is the just the narration from the opening of the movie. Let me just see if there's any more differences that I could point out. It's all the more tragic in that they were young, but had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. No, the rest of it is just the narration. So instead of hearing me butcher it, just go watch the movie. It's the first thing that happens. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna get into this. A VHS released in 2024. That's kind of wild. I do wonder if it works. I'm sure someone else has already tested it, or maybe the website can tell me. Who knows? I could have sworn more came with this beyond just the movie and the VHS tape. I thought it was gonna come with a few collectibles, but I guess I was wrong. For $300, I'm not really seeing where that price is being justified at. That was too expensive. No. And I checked on the website, and yes, it has been marked down from $300 just to $230, which is barely better. Give me a break. But let's see what this chainsaw looks like with the bar attached. I'm trying to be careful here. Okay, that seems to be good. All right, yeah. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It's no Trick or Treat Studios replica, nor is it the 245A, but it's a pretty cool little collector's piece to put on display. It's smaller, so it would make it easier to display on your shelf or something like that if you don't have a lot of room, or in the background of your YouTube channel set or something like that. Pretty cool. Let me go ahead and compare it to the Trick or Treat Studios replica. Why not? Okay, here are the two chainsaws that I wanted to compare real quick. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre chainsaw prop from Trick or Treat Studios, which is a replica of the one from the '74 film. It's missing a few details, but pretty good prop, all things considered. I've actually gone over all my thoughts on that in the unboxing I did of this. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. I'm sure some of you have seen that already. And here is the little chainsaw display prop from the 4K release from Dark Sky. And they are pretty good replicas, both of them, all things considered, although this one was clearly based on the Poland 306A. It looks like even the muffler was also the muffler of the 306A, and the gas tank was that of the 306A. And of course, that is because if you do a little bit of research, aka if you do the bare minimum research of the chainsaw used in that movie, the first results you'll find are that the chainsaw was a Poland 306A, which is misinformation that is currently more popular than the fact, which is it was a 245A. People find every little way to get around that, saying, oh no, it had this and that from the 245A, but it was actually a 306A with the 245A parts, and I just want to roll my eyes every time. It was a 245A, get over it. It was a 245A. So here's your 306A replica. Here's your 245A replica. Of course, the Trick or Treat Studios one is superior, despite not being a perfect prop. And this one is a pretty cool little display piece. Of course, the two are barely comparable, considering this one is for being in costume and taking to conventions and using on Halloween, and this one is just a static prop. If you use it too much because of how flimsy it is, it would probably break. It's also the case for the movie itself, which is a cool inclusion. This is a pretty cool thing. It's just not worth $300. I'm sorry. I cannot believe that's what they released the movie for. That's insanity. Okay, with all that out of the way, here is the 4K, which is what the product actually is. The other stuff is just extra. Here it is. I'm gonna read the back.
Violent, confrontational, and shockingly realistic. Director Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chain Saw Massacre terrified audiences in a way never thought possible when it was unleashed on a politically and socially tumultuous America in 1974. Facing a storm of controversy, censorship, and outcry throughout its troubled release, this masterpiece of horror has stood the test of time to become a landmark motion picture and cultural milestone. Dark Sky Selects proudly presents its director-approved 4K restoration of the Texas Chain Saw.
How did they get it director-approved? Tobe Hooper passed away a few years ago. Oh, maybe the Blu-ray release was when they... Yeah, because it was restored in 4K, but the 4K disc format wasn't really quite there yet. Okay, I get it. My apologies.
Dark Sky Selects proudly presents its director-approved 4K restoration of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre on UHD. Bringing all the scares and the screams into terrifying focus and clarity, making for an immersive viewing experience you won't forget. Whether first-time viewer or long-time fan, this is the Texas Chain Saw Massacre as you've never seen or heard before.
Not a bad summary. Alright, so this includes Disc 1, which is a 4K UHD feature film, commentary with Tobe Hooper, Gunnar Hansen, and cinematographer Daniel Pearl. This is a commentary they add on pretty much every release of this movie. Well, let's see what else it has. It has the Blu-ray of the film and a Blu-ray bonus disc. It has a new segment called The Film Which You Are About to See, another new segment called Hunters of Another Kind, the classic documentary Legacy of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. The Cinema Family presents conversation about the Texas Chain Saw Massacre between William Friedkin and Tobe Hooper. I believe the rest of these are just things that have been released on every release of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre ever since the DVD. Let me just go ahead and read the rest of them. We of course have Flesh Wounds, Stories of the Saw, a tour of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre house with Gunnar Hansen, Off the Hook with Terry McMinn, who played, Pam, The Business of the Chainsaw, an interview with production manager Ron Bosman, Grandpa's Tales, an interview with actor John Dugan. I know John, he's a cool guy. Cutting Chainsaw, an interview with editor J. Larry Carroll, deleted scenes and outtakes, blooper reel, Horrors Hallowed Grounds, TCSM, Dr. W.E. Barnes presents Making Grandpa. And then you have a still gallery, trailers, TV spots, radio spots, etc. Pretty cool. That is the summary of everything in there. Let me go ahead and get into it here. See what it looks like inside. I don't know if it has a pamphlet. I know they used to send pamphlets with the movies and stuff, but I don't know if they really do that much anymore. Alright, I'm taking it out of the slip, and underneath is the original poster from the Texas Chain Saw Massacre that they had for the theatrical release. One of the most iconic horror... Oh, I don't like that. It's like folded up in there, like they just shoved it in the case. I don't like that at all. That's sloppy. It just has the summary from the back of the slip and a rather oddly focused picture of Leatherface where he has a lot of ceiling space above him. I don't know what that's about. Oh my gosh, what? You saw that, right? They just sent it like that. Okay, that's fine. It was just the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is hardly what I'm after here. Blu-ray has become the new DVD in the sense that they give them away for free in the 4K releases. As long as the 4K UHD disc is fine, then I'm fine. I'd also like for the Blu-ray of the bonus disc to be fine so I can check out the new bonus material that they've sent. But here's what it all looks like. It's just a typical, I like to call these the sandwich cases because they look like a sandwich. All right, so nothing special in there. There's no little mini poster or pamphlet. So that's pretty much it. This is pretty much significant because it's the 50th year anniversary release of the film. It is a 4K Ultra HD restoration. I'm not sure if this is a release that's already been out. If it is, then I spent a lot of money for a chainsaw and a VHS tape. Oof. But now that I'm looking at it, I swear I already own this 4K Ultra HD release. I'm gonna go look in my stuff. I'll be right back because if it is, then I spent $300 for a chainsaw thing and a VHS tape. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry folks, apparently I'm an idiot. This is the one I had. I don't know why I thought that it looked familiar. This is the new one, and this is the one I had. So, I don't know why I thought that. I'm gonna leave this in though, I'm not gonna edit it out, I'm just gonna show you how stupid I am. That pretty much sums up this video, there's not much else I can say. But I appreciate you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.